I think we've all been there at some point. That feeling of frustration when it comes to money, you work hard, try to save, but it can feel like you're just treading water.
Right.
You dream of that financial freedom,
Mm-hmm.
the the kind where you can make choices and not constantly worry about your bank balance.
Hmm.
But how do you get there? How do you actually achieve that?
Well, that's where the ultimate guide to wealth manifestation comes in.
Okay.
It dives into this, well, a surprisingly practical approach to it all, blends psychology, action, even some techniques that you might not expect.
Okay, so wealth manifestation. I've heard that term thrown around.
Yeah.
To be honest, it makes me think of, I don't know, sitting on my couch, just visualizing piles of cash magically appearing.
I get it. I understand the skepticism.
Yeah.
But this guide, it goes beyond those surface level cliches. It tackles the root of the issue. It gets to those deep-seated beliefs we often have about money that can actually block us from achieving true financial abundance.
So it's deeper than just positive thinking.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing those limiting beliefs we've inherited or developed over time,
Mm-hmm.
those money stories that keep us playing small.
Okay.
And then, it's about actively rewriting those stories to create a mindset that actually supports true wealth creation.
So that's where the whole mindset shift comes in, right?
Yeah.
But how do you actually make that happen? Is it just like repeating affirmations in the mirror every morning?
Affirmations can be helpful,
Okay.
but it's much more than that. This guide goes into techniques like visualization, but not just the basic imagine yourself on a beach with $1 million kind of thing.
Right.
It goes deeper, explores how to leverage the power of your subconscious mind,
Yeah.
align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your financial goals.
Like, this is starting to get interesting.
Yeah.
This is where it starts to get a little woo-woo. Because I got to admit, I'm open to exploring different approaches, but I also like to keep things grounded in reality.
I hear you. And this guide, it acknowledges that some of these techniques, well, they might seem unusual at first glance,
Okay.
but it really emphasizes the importance of experimenting, finding what resonates with you, and blending these practices with practical financial strategies.
So it's finding that balance,
Yeah.
right? Not just focusing on the inner work, but also taking real-world action.
Precisely. It's about creating the synergy between your inner world and your outer world. Because true wealth manifestation, it's not about magic. It's about aligning your energy, actions, and mindset to create the financial reality you actually desire.
This is fascinating. So we're talking about a combo here.
Mm-hmm.
Mindset shifts, practical techniques, and even some unconventional methods.
Yeah.
But what are some specific examples of these techniques? What kind of tools does this guide offer?
Well, one of the most intriguing tools is the use of audios for wealth manifestation.
Okay.
They use the power of sound and language to kind of reprogram your subconscious mind, essentially replacing those old limiting beliefs with empowering new ones.
Audios. Okay, now I'm really intrigued. It's not something I've really come across before.
Yeah.
Tell me more about how these audios work.
Sure. There are actually a few different types, each with its own approach.
Okay.
Some, like brainwave entrainment, they use specific sound frequencies
Okay.
to induce different brainwave states. It basically guides your brain into a more receptive state for absorbing those positive financial messages.
So it's like putting your brain in the optimal zone for attracting wealth.
Exactly. Then there are subliminal affirmations, where positive statements about money and abundance are embedded, like beneath audible music or nature sounds.
Oh. Yeah.
The idea is that these messages, they kind of bypass your conscious mind, directly influence your subconscious beliefs.
It's like planting those positive seeds without even realizing it. I like that. Are there other types of audios too?
Yeah, there are reprogramming audios. They blend affirmations with guided visualizations and meditations
Okay.
to help you create a whole new money story,
Okay.
a narrative that supports abundance and empowers you to reach your goals.
So many options. But with all these different audio techniques, seems like finding the right sources would be crucial.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to listen to just anything.
Right.
The guide really emphasizes that. Researching and choosing programs from those reliable sources, those with proven track records and positive user feedback.
Right.
It also emphasizes listening consistently and combining these audios with other wealth manifestation techniques for maximum effectiveness.
This is also interesting. I'm really starting to see how these seemingly disparate elements, mindset, action, even sound, they can all work together to create a powerful force for financial transformation.
It's pretty amazing.
But what about those moments when, doubt creeps in or you hit a roadblock? Does this guide offer any strategies for overcoming those challenges?
Absolutely. It has a whole section dedicated to navigating the inevitable ups and downs of the wealth manifestation journey.
Oh, cool.
We'll dive into those strategies and explore how to stay motivated even when things get tough in the next part of our deep dive.
That's a great point. Stay tuned, listeners, because in part 2, we're going to tackle those challenges head on and equip you with the tools and mindset to overcome them. You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back.
All right, so let's get real for a second.
Yeah.
The path to, financial abundance, it's not always smooth sailing. There'll be doubts, there will be setbacks that really test our resolve, and then those inner voices that say, maybe this isn't for you.
Oh, yeah, those voices.
How do you deal with that inner critic?
This guide offers a really interesting perspective on this. It suggests that instead of trying to silence those doubts or pretend they don't exist, we should acknowledge them.
Okay.
Say, hey, I see you fear, I hear you doubt.
Okay.
But then, don't let them take the reins.
So it's about acknowledging those feelings but not letting them control you.
Right.
How do you actually shift from that, fear to that empowerment?
That's where the guide's emphasis on rewriting your money story comes in. It encourages you to really examine those deep-seated beliefs about money that you might have inherited from your family, your culture, even past experiences.
Yeah, it's like uncovering those hidden scripts that have been running in the background.
Precisely. And once you've identified those limiting beliefs, you can start to challenge them.
Okay.
Ask yourself, are they based on facts or just some outdated assumptions? Do they truly serve you or are they holding you back?
So it's about questioning those old stories and creating new ones, ones that align with your goals.
Exactly.
But what about those times when it feels like things just aren't happening fast enough? Impatience can be a real struggle in this.
Absolutely. And the guide acknowledges that wealth manifestation, well, it's a process. It's not an overnight thing. It's like planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's sprouted.
Right.
You nurture it, give it time, trust that it will eventually blossom.
So patience and trust are key. But how do you actually cultivate those when you're so eager to see those results?
One technique that the guide recommends is focusing on the present moment. So instead of, obsessing over when your financial breakthrough will arrive, shift your attention to what you can appreciate and celebrate right now.
It's about finding those little pockets of abundance that already exist, even if they seem small. Makes sense. But what about the bigger challenges, those setbacks that can really knock you off course?
Well, the guide has some great advice for those too. It encourages you to view setbacks not as failures, but as valuable learning experiences. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I adjust my approach and keep moving forward?
It's like that saying, every experience, good or bad, is a teacher.
Exactly. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. This guide emphasizes the power of community, connecting with others who are also on this path to financial abundance. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, support you, believe in your dreams.
It's like having a cheerleading squad for your financial goals.
Exactly. But even with that support, there are going to be times when motivation wanes.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you stay committed, especially when you're faced with those ups and downs?
How do you?
The guide suggests regularly revisiting your why. Why are you doing this? What are your dreams? What would financial freedom allow you to do, to be, to experience? Tap into those deep desires, those feelings of excitement and possibility.
It's about keeping that bigger picture in mind, remembering why you started in the first place.
Exactly. And celebrate every win along the way, no matter how small.
Okay.
Did you stick to your budget this week? Did you land a new client? Did you finally pay off that credit card debt?
Right.
Acknowledge those accomplishments and let yourself feel proud of the progress you're making.
Those little victories can really add up. It's all about recognizing and appreciating every step forward.
It is.
Now, we've talked a lot about the inner work, the mindset shifts, and those strategies for overcoming challenges. But I'm curious how this all translates into real-life action. Does the guide offer any practical tips for integrating wealth manifestation into, your daily routine?
Absolutely. It encourages you to create a wealthy routine, a series of practices you weave into your daily life to cultivate abundance and attract financial prosperity.
Okay, I like that. Walk me through this wealthy routine. What would that look like?
Well, it starts with your morning ritual.
Okay.
You begin each day with gratitude. Think about 3 things you're thankful for, whether it's something as simple as a warm shower or something more significant like the love of your family or the opportunity to pursue your dreams.
It's about starting the day with a positive focus. What other practices are included in this routine?
The guide suggests incorporating short visualization practices throughout the day. Take a few minutes to close your eyes and just vividly imagine yourself living your ideal financial life. Feel the emotions, the joy, the freedom, that sense of accomplishment as if it's already happening.
It's like a mini mental vacation. I love that.
Mhm.
What else?
Don't underestimate the power of affirmations. Write them down, stick them on your mirror, or even set reminders on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Surround yourself with those positive messages about money, wealth, and abundance.
Yeah, it's like constantly feeding your mind those positive thoughts, replacing those old limiting beliefs with new empowering ones. Are there any other aspects of this wealthy routine?
Yeah, the guide emphasizes the importance of actively managing your finances.
Okay.
Check in with your budget regularly, track your spending, make adjustments as needed. It's about taking ownership of your financial situation rather than passively hoping for the best.
So be proactive, be engaged, don't just let things happen by chance.
Right.
And what about the end of the day? How does this routine wrap up?
Before you go to bed, just take a few moments to reflect on the day's blessings. Express gratitude for the abundance in your life, whether it's big or small. Visualize yourself drifting off to sleep surrounded by this aura of wealth and prosperity.
It's like ending the day on a high note, reinforcing that feeling of abundance as you fall asleep.
Hmm.
Like this whole wealthy routine concepts. It's about those small, consistent efforts that can make a big difference. But what about those times when you need like an extra boost of inspiration?
Hmm.
Does the guide offer suggestions for finding motivation and support?
Absolutely. It highlights the power of surrounding yourself with reminders of abundance in your physical environment.
Okay.
Declutter, organize your space, create that sense of clarity and flow. Decorate with artwork, quotes, or even vision boards that evoke feelings of prosperity.
So it's about creating an environment that reflects the abundance you want to attract. Anything else?
Spending time in nature is incredibly powerful. Whether it's a walk in the park, a hike in the woods, or simply sitting in your backyard, connect with the natural abundance of the world around you.
It's like a dose of natural abundance energy.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of music.
Oh, yeah.
Create a playlist of uplifting songs that make you feel happy, motivated, abundant.
Music can definitely shift your mood and energy.
It can. And maybe most importantly, surround yourself with positive people, people who support your dreams and believe in your ability to manifest wealth.
It's about building that community that uplifts and inspires you.
Mm.
Now, I know that this guide also delves into some real-life success stories, which I'm excited to hear about. What are some key takeaways from those stories?
The stories highlight a really powerful principle that might seem counterintuitive at first,
Right.
giving back and paying it forward.
Oh, I was hoping you'd bring that up.
Yeah,
It's so easy to get caught up in that I need to attract more for myself mentality.
right.
This guide talks about the importance of generosity.
It does. The stories show that one of the most powerful ways to attract abundance is to actually give it away.
Interesting.
When you share your blessings with others, whether it's through donations, volunteering, or simple acts of kindness, it creates a ripple effect.
Okay.
It amplifies the flow of abundance in the universe.
So it's not about hoarding wealth.
Right.
It's about allowing it to flow freely.
To you and from you.
I see.
Yeah.
But what examples does the guide give on how to give back?
Well, it suggests donating to charities that resonate with you, volunteering your time and skills, and even practicing those random acts of kindness.
Yep.
Buying coffee for the person behind you, offering a genuine compliment to someone who needs it.
Yeah, those small acts can really make a difference, both for the person receiving it and the person giving. It's about recognizing that abundance is not a finite resource. There's enough to go around.
Exactly. And by giving back, we're not only helping others, but we're reinforcing our own abundance mindset, demonstrating our belief that there's always more, that the universe is infinitely abundant.
I love that perspective. Now, you mentioned that this guide shares stories about people who have successfully manifested wealth. Can you tell me more about those stories? What specific insights did they offer?
One story that stood out was about an entrepreneur who started a business from scratch
Right.
with a simple idea and this burning desire to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Through unwavering belief, persistent action, and a willingness to embrace challenges, they built a thriving company
Wow.
and achieved financial independence.
It's that classic example of how passion and determination and belief in yourself can lead to amazing results. What other stories resonated with you?
There was a story about a single parent who faced financial hardship, but refused to let that define their future.
Okay.
They diligently applied the wealth manifestation techniques, managed their budget wisely, sought out opportunities for extra income, and paid off their debts,
That's incredible.
and created a more secure future for themselves and their family.
It's a story of resilience, resourcefulness, and not giving up. What other insights did you find?
These stories emphasized aligning your work with your passions and purpose.
Okay.
There was one about an artist who was struggling, but found a way to monetize their talents.
Mm-hmm.
They created a sustainable income stream by combining their passion with their purpose.
It's a good reminder that abundance doesn't have to come from a traditional job or career. It can come from anywhere, as long as you're aligned with your passion and willing to put in the effort.
Exactly. And that brings up another crucial takeaway: persistent action. While mindset is important, it's not enough to just visualize and affirm.
Right.
You got to take those concrete steps toward your goals, even when you face obstacles.
Got to walk the walk.
Exactly. And those who persevered, who remained committed to their vision, they ultimately reached their destination.
Yeah.
They didn't let setbacks define them. They used them as opportunities.
To learn and adjust.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot in this deep dive. Mindset shifts, practical techniques, overcoming challenges, and those inspiring stories. What are some key takeaways you want listeners to walk away with?
Well, first and foremost, remember that you are worthy of abundance.
Okay.
The universe is infinitely abundant, and there's more than enough wealth and prosperity to go around.
It's about believing in yourself, trusting the process, and taking action toward your goals.
Exactly. And remember, it's a journey. Embrace the ups and downs, celebrate the wins, and learn from the challenges.
Right.
There's a whole community of people out there who have successfully manifested wealth and are eager to share their wisdom and experience.
It's about recognizing that we're all in this together. Now, I know the guide also offers a ton of resources and support for people who want to go deeper into wealth manifestation. Can you tell us about those and where people can find them?
Absolutely. In the final part of our deep dive, we'll explore those resources in detail and guide you on how to get started on your wealth manifestation journey today.
Excellent. Stay tuned, listeners, because in part 3, we'll empower you to take control of your financial destiny and create that life of your dreams. You won't want to miss it. All right, welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the ultimate guide to wealth manifestation. We've covered so much.
We have.
Mindset shifts, practical techniques, those unexpected tools, all about unlocking that financial potential.
Yeah, now it's time to put it all into action.
Exactly. I bet our listeners are ready to start implementing these ideas.
I'm sure they are.
Creating some real change.
The great thing is you don't have to wait for that perfect moment.
Right.
Or for everything to align.
Just take that first step.
Exactly. Pick 1 or 2 techniques that resonate with you and commit to them.
Okay, so let's say I'm really drawn to that morning gratitude practice. Where do I even begin?
Keep it simple. Each morning, before you get out of bed, just think of 3 things you're grateful for.
Could be something as simple as my bed, a roof over my head, or fresh coffee.
Exactly. Shifting your focus to the good things, even if they seem small.
Okay.
At first, it might feel a little forced, but it gets easier.
It's like training your brain to see the abundance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you'll notice a shift in your energy and outlook.
Now, what if I'm more interested in visualization? How do I make that a habit?
Find a quiet spot, relax, no distractions, close your eyes, picture your ideal financial life.
So really immerse myself in it.
Yes. What do you see, hear, smell, feel? Add all the details.
Got it.
Make it real.
And as I do this, I'm sending those desires out there.
You are. And remember, there's no right or wrong way. Just make sure it feels good, authentic to you.
Now, setbacks happen. That's part of it, right? What's the advice for dealing with those?
This guide, it really emphasizes seeing them as opportunities for growth.
Not just getting discouraged.
Yeah, ask yourself, what can I learn? How can I adjust? How can I keep moving forward?
It's about having that growth mindset, seeing those challenges as stepping stones.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. That's right.
The Ultimate Guide to Wealth Manifestation has tons of resources. Books, podcasts, online courses, even communities.
It's like having a support system.
It is. And to help, we've included a link in the show notes to a collection of these resources.
Yeah, okay, great.
They're designed to help you reach your goals faster.
So if our listeners want brainwave entrainment, audios, meditations, courses, coaching, they can find it all.
They can.
Awesome.
As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. You are worthy of abundance.
Yes.
There's more than enough for everyone.
It's about believing it, trusting it, taking action.
Exactly. And it's a journey. Embrace it all. Celebrate those wins. Learn from those challenges. There's a whole community out there ready to support you.
And we're all in this together. So that's it for our deep dive into the ultimate guide to wealth manifestation. Be sure to check out those resources.
In the show notes.
Happy manifesting, everyone!